Okay. Um, welcome to the third web conference where we gather to discuss the beautiful disaster that is academic writing. I'm Professor Munoz, your guide through this tragic comedy. Now, I know you're thinking, it's Friday, it's not mandatory. Why am I here? Well, because deep down, you know you need this. You crave structure. You yearn for clarity. Or maybe you just want to know what's on the quiz. Either way, I respect it. Today, we are talking about the writing process, that magical journey from I have no idea what I'm doing to I have submitted a document that vaguely resembles an essay. We love to say it. Buckle up. This is going to be educational and emotionally exhausting. Let me orient you in space and time because I know there is confusion. Task 6, that's now. You and your beloved teammates are writing about collaborative writing. Oh, the irony. You're in week 2, which means you have one more week before you're free from the burden of coordinating with other humans. Use it wisely. Task 7, that's your grammar quiz, coming at you like a freight train on November 18th. 8 questions, 25 points, 30 minutes of pure grammatical judgment. It's like speed dating, but with semicolons. And task 8. Ooh, task 8. Your final mission. A reflective narrative. 700 to 900 words of your deepest thoughts. And here's the plot twist. You'll use the exact same 5-stage process we are teaching today. Same recipe, different kitchen. So today isn't just about surviving task 6. Today is about mastering a process you'll use for the rest of your academic life. No pressure. Ice, maybe. All right, before we get too serious, and trust me, we are about to get very serious. Let's do that thing where we pretend we are casual and fun. Icebreaker time. I want to hear about your worst writing disaster. And I know you have one. We all have one. Maybe multiple. Go ahead and type in the chat. Make me feel better about my own traumatic experiences. Come on, I read you in the chat. Are you there? Are you listening? Okay, you are there and you are listening. So again, I repeat, I want to hear about your worst writing disaster. So Crystal has never experienced any of the ones on the slide. How about a different one? No? No disasters? Lucky you, because writing is hard, and writing with other people is harder. But writing alone is like advanced level hard. And the only thing that saves us, the only thing, is having a process, a roadmap, a step-by-step guide through the wilderness of blank pages and blinking cursors. So let's get into it, shall we? Oh, Juliet wrote. She thought she did a good job, but misunderstood the activity guide, so she had to start from scratch. Ouch, that's painful. All right, the 5 stages of grief. I mean, writing. Behold, the 5 stages every writer must pass through. And I mean every writer. Shakespeare went through it. Hemingway went through this. That person wrote the terms and conditions nobody reads. We all went through this. And here's the thing. Whether you're working with your group on task 6 or flying solo on task 8, these 5 stages don't change. The process remains the same. Only the company varies. Now, I know some of you are thinking, can't I just skip to drafting? And the answer is technically yes, legally no, academically absolutely not. These stages exist because someone smarter than us figured out that, that this is how human brains work. We create first, then we organize, then we refine. Trying to do it all at once is like trying to bake a cake while simultaneously eating it. Messy, ineffective, somehow tragic. So let's break down each stage. And I promise to make it as painless as possible, which is to say, still somewhat painful, but educational. The beautiful mess. Stage 1, brainstorming, or as I like to call it, control chaos with academic aspirations. Here's the beautiful truth about brainstorming. You can do it wrong. Well, you can, but only if you do literally nothing. If you are generating ideas, any ideas, you're doing it right. For task 6, you and your group got together in the forum and just vomit ideas. Collaborative writing and language learning. Sure, throw out everything there. It builds teamwork, it improves vocabulary, it causes existential dread. Write it all down. No judgment. Not yet. That comes later. And trust me, there will be plenty of judgment later. For task 8, you will record yourself talking for 2 to 3 minutes about your chosen prompt. Just talk about memory, feelings, that what time something happened. It doesn't have to be profound. It doesn't have to be organized. It just has to be something. The secret? Time limits. Okay, you cannot exceed the 2 to 3 minutes brainstorming. Because here's what happens with our time limit. You spend 4 hours brainstorming, which is just really you scrolling through Instagram and occasionally thinking, I should probably write something. The outcome of this stage? A glorious mess of ideas. Some good, some terrible, all necessary. Now you have raw material. Except that you need to, in the next stage, put it together. Okay, stage 2, playing God. So this one is outlining, also known as the stage everyone wants to skip and then deeply regrets skip. I know you want to just start writing the essay. I know you think structure will emerge naturally. Let me save you some time. It won't. It never does. That's not how brain works. That's not how essay works. That's not how anything works. An outline is your architectural blueprint. You wouldn't build a house by just throwing bricks at the ground and hoping they form walls, would you? Well, actually, given some of the drafts I've seen, maybe you would, but please don't. For task 6, your outline needs to be specific, not just introduction. I need to know what the hook is, who is writing it, how it connects to body paragraph 1, every transition, every example, every responsibility assigned, because nothing says functional group like everyone knowing exactly what they are supposed to do. For task 8, you'll handwrite your narrative structure. Introduction, rise in action, climax, fall in action, reflection. It's like plotting a movie, except you are both the director and the tragic protagonist. You'll photograph this outline, yes, physical evidence of planning, and post it in the forum. Why does this work? Because deciding what goes where before you write saves you approximately 73 hours of staring at a jumbled mess, wondering why nothing makes sense. The outcome? You know exactly what you are building. No surprises, no panic, just complete and competent execution of a predetermined plan. Revolutionary. All right, stage 3 is your permission to be terrible. Drafting, my personal favorite, because this is where I give you permission to be absolutely terrible. Here's the secret nobody tells you and nobody teaches you, but I am going to. Your first draft is supposed to be bad, terrible, horrible. It's meant to be rough. It's the ugly duckling that will eventually become a swan. But right now, it's just an ugly duck, and that's fine. The biggest mistake, and I see this constantly, is trying to edit while you draft. You write a sentence, you hate it, you delete it. You write it again, you hate it more, you spend 45 minutes on one sentence, and now you want to drop out and become a sheep farmer in New Zealand. Stop. Drafting is about speed, not quality. Follow your outline. Get your ideas down. If you can think of the perfect word, write word and keep going. If your grammar is questionable, keep going. If you're not sure about a transition, write transition here and keep going. For task 6, each team member writes their assigned paragraph in one sitting, 30 to 45 minutes max. Then you post it for the group. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it complete? Yes. And completeness beats perfection every single time when we are drafting. For task 8, you will write your entire first draft in 30 minutes on camera. Why? Because accountability. Also, because it forces you to silence your inner perfectionist who is honestly just slowing you down. The outcome? A complete rough draft. It exists, it's real, you can edit nothing, but you have a draft, a complete draft. And that's what we need. Now, the big picture. Stage 4 has 2 parts because life is complicated and so is good writing. Part A, revision. Revision is not fixing commas. That comes later. Revision is revision. Looking at your draft with fresh eyes and asking the big questions. Does this make sense? Is it in the right order? Did I actually answer the question? Am I just writing words? Or am I communicating ideas? This is the stage where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. And I know that's hard. I know you want to believe your first draft is secretly brilliant. And I say with this love, it's probably not. That's okay. Nobody's first draft is brilliant. That's why revision exists. For task 6, you'll exchange paragraphs with your team. Read each other's work. Give real feedback. That looks good. That helps nobody. Try this paragraph doesn't connect to the previous one, or your main idea isn't clear until sentence 4. That's useful. Then you'll use artificial intelligence, Grammarly, ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, etc., 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 to get another perspective. Document this interaction, post it in the forum, and then discuss as a group what feedback to apply. For task 8, you'll wait at least 3 hours after drafting, or better yet, overnight. And then you read your draft out loud to yourself. Yes, like a slightly crazy person. Because your ears catch what your eyes miss. Then you'll use artificial intelligence with that very specific prompt from the instructions. The artificial intelligence will give you revision suggestions. You decide what to keep and what to ignore. The outcome? A draft that makes sense, that flows, that actually says what you meant to say. Progress. Now the tiny details. Stage 4, part B, editing. This is where perfectionists finally get to shine. Your time has come. Now you can worry about commas. Now you can agonize over word choice. Now you can make sure every citation is formatted correctly because apparently that matters, which it does, unfortunately. Editing is about the small stuff: grammar, punctuation, spelling, format. You are polishing, you are refining, you are making it pretty. For task 6, this means checking your APA references are correct because nothing says I don't care like wrongly formatted citation. It means ensuring academic tone throughout. It means making sure you didn't accidentally switch tenses halfway through paragraph 2. For task 8, this means MLA, the Modern Language Association format clients, okay? It means checking that your authentic voice comes through because a reflective narrative should sound like you, not like a robot trying to sound human. It means variety in sentence structure because reading 17 simple sentences in a row is torture. And here's my non-negotiable rule. Read your final version out loud. I don't care if you feel silly. I don't care if other people think you lost it. Reading aloud catches more errors than any grammar checker on earth. Trust me, I've been doing this for years. The outcome? A polished piece. Professional, clean, ready for human consumption. You're almost done. The moment of truth. Stage 5. Publishing. Also known as hidden submit and immediately wondering if you attach the right file. This is the finalization stage. Everything is formatted, everything is complete, everything is checked, and now you are going to submit it and experience approximately 17 seconds of peace before the anxiety sets in. For task 6, your complete submission includes cover page with all team member names who participated, table of contents, yes, really, your brainstorming evidence, not screenshots, not really, not into screenshots. It's better to have a nice summary from each one of you saying what you actually did and how and where. Your outline, again, as a group, your complete essay, and I don't need evidence of collaboration in the document, but in the forum, because I check forums. So I can check your participation in the forum. Oh, that we work through WhatsApp. I already told you, you work in a different platform, write down a summary in the forum. Where do you work? What did you do to help the group? You need the minutes from today's conference and your APA reference list. It's a whole production. You're not just submitting an essay, you're submitting a portfolio of your collaborative journey. For task 8, you are submitting a PDF, not a Word doc, not a Google Doc link, a PDF formatted in MLA. And here's the tricky part. APA and MLA are different. So you need to investigate a little. You need your 700 to 900 words. with all your forum evidence already posted, not in the document, in the forum. The audio brainstorm, the outline form, the drafting video, the artificial intelligence interaction. Now, here's my pro tip. Submit at least one day before the deadline. I know you like living dangerously. I know that 11:55 p.m. submission gives you a thrill. But have you considered technology fail, internet dies, platform crashes? Submit early, be responsible, shock everyone. And for the love of all this academic environment, name your file correctly, not essay final version 3 real. Your name, the task number, something logical. The outcome, it's submitted. It's done. You can breathe. You've completed the journey from idea to published work. You're a writer now. Congratulations. Please take several days to recover. Now let's check a side-by-side reality. Let's get real for a moment and look at this side by side, because I want you to see something important. It's the same process. Task 6, you are with your group. You brainstorm together, outline together, draft separately, revise together, submit together. Task 8, you're alone. You brainstorm it to a recording device like you're confessing to a priest. You outline with actual paper and pen like it's 1995. You draft alone. You revise alone. You submit alone. But look at the stages. They are identical. Brainstorming, outline, draft, revise, publish. 5 stages. Same order, same purpose. The only thing that changes is whether you are suffering with company or in solitude. And this is crucial because once you master this process, you can apply it to anything: blog posts, research papers, your thesis, that novel you are definitely going to write someday, thank you emails. Well, no, maybe not the last one, but you get my point. The process is universal. The process is reliable. The process is your new best friend who sometimes annoys you, but ultimately has your back. The Hall of Shame. Before we close, let me share the Hall of Shame. The 5 mistakes I see repeatedly year after year, despite my warnings. Learn from the fall. Mistake 1, skipping the outline because I work better without structure. No, you don't. Nobody does. Your essay is a mess, and deep down you know it. Mistake 2, editing while you draft. This is the academic equivalent of trying to paint a room while the walls are still being built. It's inefficient, it's frustrating, it produces mediocre results. Stop it. Mistake 3, never reading your work out loud. You know how you proofread something 17 times and still miss the obvious error? Reading aloud catches it every time. It's like magic, except it's just basic human perception. Mistake 4, believing your first draft is secretly brilliant. It's not. I promise it's not. Even if you're a genius, which maybe you are, I don't know your life. Your first draft still needs revision. That's how writing works. That's how thinking works. Mistake 5. Submitting at 11:55 p.m. because you are good under pressure. No, you're just anxious and making poor life choices. Like I said before, what happens when the platform crashes? When your internet dies? When your computer decides to update right now? Exactly. Submit early. Be boring. Live longer. Learn from these mistakes. Or don't, and provide me with entertaining stories for next year's class. Your choice. Your immediate future. Let's talk about your immediate future, which I'm sure you're very excited about. This week, as in the next few days, you need to finish your collaborative revisions for task 6. Your team is counting on you. Don't be the person who disappears in week 3. Be better than that. Next week, you submit the complete task 6 package, all the components, properly formatted, on time, and then you are free from the burden of group work. Congratulations, you made it. November 18th through November 24th, task 7 appears. Your quiz. 8 questions, 25 points, 30 minutes of pure concentrated grammatical judgment. Study your transitions, your punctuation, your sentence structure. This is where all that editing practice pays off. November 25th to December 8th, task 8, your reflective narrative, your final performance, 700 to 900 words of your authentic voice, your meaningful experience, your personal growth. 2 weeks, 5 stages. You know what to do because we just spent 1 hour talking about it. And then you're done. Then you rest. Then you eat buñuelos and natilla and question your life choices like the rest of us, but with better writing skills. The timeline is clear. The process is clear. The expectations are clear. Now it's just execution. No pressure. All right. We reached the dangerous part of the conference where I open the floor to questions. This is where you get to expose all the parts I didn't explain well enough, or the parts you weren't paying attention to because you were simultaneously watching TikTok. I'm not judging. Well, I'm judging a little. So please ask away, type in the chat, or raise your hand. I will unmute your microphone if you are feeling brave, of course. Ask about task 6, task 7, task 8, the 5 stages, the meaning of life, whatever. Here we go. Who wants to? Natija in English is custard, no? Yeah. But I like the feeling in Spanish of saying buñuelos and natilla because, that's the couple, that's the taste, you know. So remember. Oh, here I have Crystal. Crystal. Let me give you microphone. Allow mic. All right. There you go.
Okay, tutor, thank you. I have a question regarding this task 6 because the guide says that we must provide evidence of collaborative writing, and I get the thing about the AI screenshots, but I don't get it about the summaries and the planning post. What else do we have to do, or is this the same as the outline here? Or I don't understand.
The outlining, it's the organization that you did as a group. When you decide, okay, so I'm writing the introduction. As hook of the introduction, I'm going to use this sentence. The thesis statement is this one. Next person. Oh, okay, I'm going to write down paragraph 1. In paragraph 1, I'll be explaining this. The topic sentence is this. That's the outline. Okay, so we know who is doing what, and we are all organized.
Okay, so in this
and
post,
be in the forum.
So in this post of the evidence of collaborative writing, we have to post the outline that we did. And what is the planning post? The same thing?
Outlining is the planning. The brainstorming are the crazy ideas that came out at the beginning, the first stage. The second stage is the organization, the planning, the outlining. The third step is the drafting. So in this stage, each one of you is writing the paragraph as a draft. So it has to be terrible, horrible, the ugly duck. Okay? Then as a group, you do stage 4, revise and revise and revise. And it must be in the forum, like, for example, Hannah, I read your introduction, but I see that the thesis statement is in the middle of the paragraph. Why don't you move it to the beginning? Or do you think it would look better at the end? So that's part of the revision as a group, and it must be in the forum. So that is why I said all the evidence of collaborative work must be in the forum.
Okay, Tudor, thank you so much.
Well, let's see if I have something in the chat. Hannah said I didn't read the guide properly. I had written a very long introduction of 4 paragraphs, and the guide only asked for 1 paragraph. And that's very important. Remember that last time I explained the difference between a sentence and a paragraph and an essay. So the sentence is 1 part of the paragraph, and the paragraph is 1 part of the essay. So you have 3 paragraphs. You don't really have 1 paragraph, but a very short essay or composition, okay? Gabrielle said, one time I had to write a speech about mandatory military service using inseparable phrasal verbs. However, I misread separable phrasal verbs in the guide. I realized it 4 days before the deadline, so I had to write really fast. Ouch. Okay. And then we go to yeah. Yes, Diana, we do. Juliet says I'm anxious about presenting the Saber Pro this Sunday. Oh, is this Sunday? And this is increasing my anxiety. Imagine writing a complete mess there. Well, in Saber Pro, you have to write in Spanish. But the process we use in English can be used in Spanish as well. You can have an extra tiny piece of paper and just do the 5 stages really quickly, because those exams and the international exams in English gives you a specific time to do. So if you know the process by heart, then you can, just do it faster. Let's see. And then we got the natilla, which Gabriel said is custard. I do prefer to say natilla still. All right. Any other question? No? Okay. So let me check. Where are we? We're here. In here. And so if there are no questions, these are the references used for this web conference. The activity guide for task 6, the activity guide for task 8, and this time, instead of using ChatGPT as my language collaborator, I use Claude. Oh, and I did a mistake. It's not activity guide, it's learning guide. Juliet, let me give you the microphone. There.
Hello, I have a doubt regarding the evidences of the use of AI. For example, I was proposing to my group to work on ChatGPT, and in ChatGPT we have the option to share like a link of the chat. So it would be like good to share that as part of the evidence or as the evidence per se.
As the reference, because you need to reference that link. And since that is a workable link, if I click on that link, I'm going to be able to read the chat between you and
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Yes,
Yeah,
you could
so it
be
works
able
for
to read
both
all
ways.
the interactions.
It works both ways.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
But it will go in the reference list.
Okay.
Thank you for your participation. Keep practicing, collaborating, and improving your language skills. See you in the forums. Bye-bye.